I feel like it's one of the most important aspects of the case that isn't talked about enough. I know Randy did on one of the episodes of Assange Countdown to Freedom, talk to Ben Weisner about it.
Close.
Okay, but the global precedent that this case sets with having a non-U.S. citizen charged with breaking U.S. law is, I mean, why is there not more focus on that? What if China says, hey, this U.S. journalist broke our laws, send them over. Are we going to do that? So I feel like maybe if, I don't know, I just wish there were more, you don't hear that much talk about that. I would think that could maybe break through to some people that are still, hung up on the 2016 election and Julian as a person, is to see exactly how big this case is and that dangerous global precedent.
I'm pessimistic that it could break through, but I'd love to hear. Yes, so the question was, what on earth is going on with an Australian being accused of treason in the United States, basically? And what precedent does that set around the world? Am I right now breaking laws in Azerbaijan or China or Peru by what I'm reporting, and can I then be extradited to one of those countries, which is not an idle concern when the global regime for extradition is controlled by countries, by the United Arab Emirates, by others who what are they? My brain is broken. What's that? Then they put out a notice and Interpol, right? Interpol. I think that the UAE owns like half of the Interpol Foundation, or invests in half the Interpol Foundation. So, what if the UAE says I violated some of their journalism laws, which I no doubt I have. So the next time that I fly through a country where somebody from Interpol could pick me up and send me to the UAE to face charges for a crime that they say I committed in their country, even though I was not even in their country. It's true that he released the evidence of the war crime right in this room, but otherwise he has spent very little time in the United States. Am I right, Gabriel?
Yeah, no, hasn't spent much time here at all. Yeah.
Right. And so when you've spoken to attorneys, why hasn't that been a bigger point? That, like, press freedoms aside, what are you doing here? This isn't an American citizen, and this wasn't a crime that happened on American soil, and it's not a crime, period. But you know what I mean. What have your attorneys said about that odd part of this case? Sure.
The William Barr, under the first Bush administration, had the nickname the Snatcher because of his capacity to manipulate extradition treaties for the judicial abduction into the United States of those people that the United States so determined would necessary to come here for whatever reason. Over the last 10 years, the treaties between the United States and whomever was willing have been rewritten to the advantage of the United States. In particular, my country has less restrictions on extradition to the United States than the United Kingdom. United Kingdom at least has, not for political purposes and not if the death penalty is involved. So it's a policy of Washington to be able to judicially abduct whomever it wants to bring to the United States. Ola Bini, an AI expert, Meng Wanzhou from Huawei, CEO of Huawei, who's under threat of extradition into the United States from Canada. There are many, many, many. I can't remember them all. Somebody the other day I met at in Minneapolis had a list of them, extraordinary list. There's one just happened last week. The man was on an aeroplane. The aeroplane was diverted upon request of the United States and an extradition order lodged in a third country. He's dying of cancer in a jail in a third country, not his country. He was on the plane was diverted. It's a technique, a tool, a policy. I seem to say depressing things all the time. Don't I?